boat 2 o'clock. Get under.
That's right, I used the game's intro for my own. Now listen here, as I talk about Modern Warfare 3. I'm going to focus mostly on the zombies, but I will touch on the campaign and multiplayer for like a minute or two. Not too much to talk about with them. But do keep in mind that these are my opinions and what I think. If you do take my opinion, go for it, but don't come back to me whining it that you don't like it. Okay, let's get into it.
All teams, Bravo's on deck. Pushing up.
Now, the campaign is interesting. Based on what I've heard, no one likes it at all, and the ending is just okay. But personally, I enjoyed it. I had fun. It's just simple fun. I do admit that the open combat missions are just kind of there. They're okay, kind of easy. If you spend some time on them, they're okay, I guess. But they could be improved. But yeah, I mean, the most fun I've had are the linear missions. And yeah, in the end, it's just campaign's just okay. Not much different. It's just there. Yeah.
On me. We hold for Charlie to light the fire, then head to the hatch and the courtyard to move interior. Lock the space down and eliminate the threats to protect our mission.
There isn't too much to talk about with the multiplayer besides the fact that Sledgehammer undid just about everything Infinity Ward did for Modern Warfare 2. They did add War from COD World War II if anyone's played that. And I was very excited to hear that they did that, and after playing it, I can't help but get sort of nostalgic while playing it. It's great. Buildings there, all that jazz. The multiplayer in general though, I would say is pretty fun and the maps are better since they're remakes. I like it more than Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer. It's pretty solid. About it. So, this is where I'll be talking the most since it's something I have mixed opinions on. Do keep in mind this game is supposed to be on an SSD, but I don't feel like doing that, so my game loads in a little slower, which does cause problems. Anyways, zombies. I'm gonna start this off by saying that this zombies isn't zombies, if that makes any sense. It's DMZ, the Tarkov style mode that they have in Warzone. Modern Warfare Zombies is an interesting take on zombies and DMZ. The gameplay loop is pretty much as follows. You drop in, you do contracts to get points, pack a punch, find stuff to take back, and maybe do missions on the side. And I'm going to break down each step of the loop to explain further. If I miss anything, well, that's on me, I guess. When you drop in, it starts like a match of multiplayer because there are other players and squads on the map. And speaking of the map is divided into 3 zones, level 1, 2, and 3. I'll go more into detail with those later, but just imagine for now. When you're in a match, you have 60 minutes of playtime before you have to exfil and go back to the menu. And I know it sounds bad, but as I said, this isn't zombies, it's DMZ with zombies in it. After dropping in, the best thing to do is probably some contracts which can get you points and rewards like perks, ammo mods, aether tools, crystals, and if you're lucky you can get schematics, which I will explain later. Contracts are just like a side quest. There's an objective which it usually boils down to defend a thing or destroy a thing while killing zombies or mercs, which on a side note there are AI soldiers, but they aren't that big a deal. You only run into them when you want to. And now that you have those points from doing contracts, you can buy stuff like armor, weapons, or pack-a-punch, which is usually my go-to, because by then I'm ready to go to level 2 to do more contracts or missions or whatever. Do note that you can only pack-a-punch once in level 1, and in level 2 you can get to the next level pack-a-punch, if that makes any sense. And just like in Cold War, the weapon tiers are back, and they are interesting, but I'll get to that in just a second. So when you do a contract, you get rewards, like I said, and that's where the DMZ aspect comes into play, because if you find perks, tools, or crystals, you don't have to use them, you can just stow them in your bag and save them for a future match. The tools are used to upgrade your weapon to a new tier like in Cold War because zombies don't drop scrap like they used to. You have to find these tools and they come in each level, tier 2, 3, 4, and 5. Crystals are basically a portable pack-a-punch that doesn't cost points. You can use them wherever you want, like the tools, as long as you have them on you. You mainly use them if you want to skip to level 1 and go straight to level 2 pretty much. Now, when you find schematics, which are an interesting system, you can find them, and when you exfil with them, you pretty much unlock whatever the schematic is, like a perk, and you're able to craft this item and bring it in with you. Though when you do craft the item, there is a cooldown before you can craft the item again. It's basically like an item you find, but you keep it, kinda. Now it's time to talk about the missions. There are 3 acts to the story, and you do each mission to progress them. These missions are pretty much tedious tasks, like slow 10 hellhounds down with cryo freeze weapon mod. I hate this one, but once you do them, you'll get a reward to use later, like a perk or something. And I haven't gotten there yet, but I guess at the end of each act it's an actual mission or something like that. Maybe a boss fight, who knows, I have no idea. Because they're really tedious, but there's something else to do. It adds a little bit of replayability. My final thoughts on Zombies as a whole: it's not zombies, but it's a decent time, honestly, especially with people. It's hard to play by yourself. That is my biggest con about it. It's hard to play it by yourself. But it's passable, in my opinion at least. And it's something else to do if you do not feel like playing multiplayer, and sometimes I just don't feel like doing that. But same thing can be said about this. Sometimes I don't feel like playing zombies. But, yeah. It's good. So, I've never reviewed a Call of Duty game before, but this one isn't bad, but it's definitely not Black Ops 3 or Modern Warfare 2019. But it's not a bad time if you're a casual player like me, and like Call of Duty. For this game, I'll give it a 3.5 soaps out of 5. Once again, keep in mind, this is my personal opinion, but if you're still here, thanks for watching, and I'm very proud of how this turned out. I've never spent this much time on a video, but if you would like to subscribe, please do, and maybe like if you want. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.
Changing mags.